What's up, guys? Ryan here with OBTA. Gonna do a quick video to show you how I scan and identify harmonic patterns on the charts. Go ahead. One of the real pioneers in this thing, Scott Carney. He has a YouTube channel. He does live streams and stuff. Go ahead, look him up, check him out. He really is one of the pioneers in harmonic patterns. So if you really want to learn a lot more and dive into really a breakdown of harmonic patterns, he's really the guy in this space right now. So go check him out. He's got a lot of good stuff over there. But I'm going to show you from what I've learned from him how to start identifying harmonic patterns on a chart. Okay, so first off, what is a harmonic pattern? A harmonic pattern really is just a kind of natural movement in price coming to a certain point where price often or is more likely to be shown to have a reversal. Now, the bullish harmonics are going to start at the bottom and end at the bottom. The bearish harmonics start at the top and end at the top, right? And what you can expect is price to reverse at the pattern completion zone to the upside for bullish ones and to the downside for bearish ones. I'm not going to dive into all of the different types of harmonics right now. This is just a quick video to show how I scan to find potential harmonics when I'm looking at the charts, right? When I'm doing my technical analysis. So all of the different patterns are in the Discord over there, down at the bottom left part of the screen. They have all the coordinates and everything if you want to familiarize yourself with all of the different ones. But for time's sake here, I'm just going to go ahead, do a quick video on how to scan for them, right? So harmonics are just basically extensions of Fibonacci. So just different levels within a swing low to swing high that form the patterns. So just for example here, what I look for when I'm looking at the chart, I'll just zoom out and we're going to go back in hindsight here. All right, we're going to be some Captain Hindsights. We're going to go ahead, find a low point. All right, we have a low point here from August and we'll throw it up to the high over here in September. Okay, I would just go ahead, throw a Fibonacci on there. And let's say price is here September 28th, okay? It's coming down to some inflection points. Inflection points being where price reverses. All right, so right at the top here, that's an inflection point. Down here is an inflection point, all right? Your highs and your lows, okay? The ones that you can really see just with your eyes. Pass the eye test, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to take one of our inflection points, this low here, and we're going to start a Fibonacci from the low point to the high point, okay? And we're going to start looking. So harmonic patterns, and if we're doing a bullish one, you start where you started your Fibonacci. That's always going to be your what's called the anchor point. That's your X point, whatever you want to call it. That's where you always start. You always start where the Fibonacci starts, and your first point after that, point A, is going to be where the Fibonacci ended. Okay, always. You can't put it here. You can't put it here and do that. You have to do it from your swing low to your high. Now, if you want to pull the Fibonacci down to this point and then anchor it there, you could try that, but don't ever put it somewhere that the Fibonacci doesn't end or start for your X and A point. Now, anchor it at the top, right? We're going to start looking because now we see the 236, the 382, the 50% retrace, the 618, right? Those are our Fibonacci levels. And we're going to start looking at where a potential B point is. And based off of that, we'll already have an idea of what harmonics we might potentially be looking for. We go to the 618, we're dealing with potentially a crab. We're potentially dealing with a Gartley, or maybe a shark, right? It automatically eliminates the bat being a 50% retrace being its max. It eliminates the, I guess it could also be a cipher, but ultimately you can eliminate some harmonics by going past the 50% retrace here, right? From your A point to your X. And that's what it means. Price has come down from X to A. It's come down 61.8% of the way. And that's a Fibonacci level. And this is where the pattern starts coming into play. These magical patterns. So the 618, it does in fact pivot at the 618 and come up to another inflection point. So we've come down, we've pivoted off the 618, we make a lower high compared to A, so C being a lower shoulder than A, and then the pattern completion zone, and this would be the bullish Gartley, is at the 786. So we have found a valid harmonic pattern here from the low to the high. And it has to look, you don't want it looking super weird and janky, like you don't want to put it up here, right? You don't want to put it back over. You definitely don't want any points behind. B will never be behind A. It'll never be in front of C, all right? Always in between them. And, you know, it'll look kind of clean. It'll look kind of pretty. But as you can see, as we've zoomed in, you can see even closer how it reaches the 618 of the original Fibonacci level, right? So it comes down, it's close to that 618 before pivoting back towards the upside, getting to point C, and then heading back down to our pattern completion zone at D. And as we can see here, you did in fact have a reversal, and you know, this was a major reversal. They're not always going to be this big, and you have to remember to always use them as a tool in your tool belt. Do not use them by themselves alone. You want to add your divergence, your Japanese candlesticks, your patterns, your structures, and the harmonics all together in synchrony to find an edge, to find a good price or zone to get into, right? That's why it's called the pattern completion zone. So we're looking for some kind of confirmation at this point, like a bullish engulfing candle, a hammer, divergence, whatever, to back up the argument for the Gartley to get the reversal, okay? Now, that's the bullish way to do it. I'm going to do a real quick bearish way. So if for the bullish way, we're going from the low to the high point, then for the bearish way, we're going from the high to the low point, all right? And always the from left to right when you're Fibonacci, okay? So as we said before, we're going to go ahead, and let me see here. We might actually be better off going down like here. Let's try it here. Yeah, let's try it here, all right? This might not even end up being a formal harmonic, but I'm just giving you, showing you what it looks like when you're scanning for this kind of stuff, right? And you could anchor it back here. Let's anchor it back where we started. So you're going to take it from your anchor point. You know, actually, I don't like it. Sorry, guys. We're going to move it just because this candle's so close to the original anchor point. We're going to move it over here, all right? And let's see if we can find a harmonic here. So we're going to go from our start point to our end point. We're going to pull it up till it meets at least a 382 and then like an inflection point, and we have it right here. All right. Then we're going to go to the next shoulder down here. Great. And what are we dealing with? We could potentially be dealing with a crab at this point. Maybe a bearish bat at the 886. The crab's going to extend up to the 1618. All right. Now, this wouldn't be a valid crab because of how extended this B to D point is, but it is an example of just how to set it up to find your potential Fibonacci levels. We've got a potential W shape, and we've tried it there. It didn't work out. So maybe we try from this inflection point to down here and just try it again. All right, so we'll take it from the top, throw it down to the bottom. We got our retrace here. Top, and maybe, what's this? Let's zoom it in. We might have a bearish Gartley that was showing here. Not quite to the 618. It's pretty close to the 618. This isn't quite to the 786, so I wouldn't give it that The 1272 would have to be like a butterfly or something. Nothing there. Okay. And you could just keep doing that. Just keep looking at a inflection point, a high, throw it down to a low, anchor it from the start to the finish, go to the top. Here is just nothing. It's going to be kind of ridiculous, right? Good, way too far. That's an example of how you just know this is not a harmonic point at this point, right? You're past the 1618. It's just too far down. It looks weird, right? Maybe if we throw it from this high point down here, well, in this case, we'd actually be dealing with a, oh, if we anchor it, let's see, from here, here, let's say the 618. All right, the 786. If price were to have reached this point, then it would be a bullish Gartley. And if we flip it over, a little janky still. That's not the best example either. This is how it goes though when I'm looking at this kind of stuff. So I can lock that out, right? Okay, it's not a Gartley there. There's nothing there really. So again, we just go from another high point. We'll take it from this high, throw it down all the way to the low. Any kind of structure here, X to A, pull it up. Oh my gosh, we're at the 786, pull it down. Go to the high point up here, 1272. Okay, this is actually a valid bearish butterfly. A massive structure, and you'll get big ones like this sometimes, right? But this is a valid bearish butterfly. Came down to the 786 retrace from your A to X point, and then pattern completion zone, the 1272, and as you can see, price did in fact reverse, and that was the top. So once it gets to that pattern completion zone, that's where you'd start looking for signs of exhaustion, right? Buyer exhaustion, bearish divergence, all that stuff. But this is a good example of just testing it out, scanning, going from your low to your highs and your high to your lows with Fibonacci, and then drawing the pattern. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay? But this is how I do it. All right? I hope this was helpful. If it was, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, join the Discord, the Instagram, the Twitter, jump in there. Again, all the harmonic structures are in the Discord with all of their different coordinates and characteristics, strength levels, stuff like that. So I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to wrap it up. Join me in the live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays. You can ask me whatever questions you want in there too, but that's really it, guys. So hope it was helpful. Hope to see you in the live stream. And as always, keep it technical. Our pose.